The Wiregrass Black History Channel on YouTube, collecting, preserving, and sharing our local black history.
During the 1960s through the 1980s, Wiregrass area residents were able to enjoy some of the best and most popular entertainers and entertainment in the country live on stage. Many of them appeared at the Capri Club in Dothan and the Elks Club also in Dothan, the Citizens Club in Enterprise, and the Dothan and Ozark Civic Centers. Many of the performers that appeared here had chart-topping hit records, like Eddie Floyd's biggest hit, Knock on Wood, which reached #1 on the Soul R&B chart in 1966. Ike and Tina Turner were regulars in Dothan, performing at the Club Capri most years during the 1960s. Spider Turner was best known for his version of the hit song Stand By Me, which reached #3 on the Billboard R&B chart. Joe Tex performed in Dothan in 1969 and other years. Joe had a string of hits including Hold On to What You Got, A Sweet Woman Like You, Skinny Legs and All, I Got You, which sold over 2 million copies. The Club Capri was a place you could get entertainment almost every night. It was open nightly except Sunday with live entertainment featuring local bands as well as nationally known artists. Oscar Tony Jr., he played 2 nights in a row in Dothan, Friday night at the Club Capri and Saturday night at the Elks Club. 2 of his best known hits were For Your Precious Love and Turn On Your Love Light. ZZ Hill, best known for his hit record Down Home Blues, everybody's favorite blues song. He was in Dothan, he performed at the Elks Club. Tyrone Davis, who often appeared in Dothan, he's best known for his song Turn Back the Hands of Time, which was #1 on the R&B charts, and Can I Change My Mind? Clarence Carter appeared at the Club Capri in 1973, singing his hit Slip Away, which was #2 on the R&B chart. Other hits include Patches and Stroking. Millie Jackson, if you know Millie Jackson, you know what she's about. She had a #7 hit on the R&B chart called Ask Me What You Want. She had another It Hurts So Good and If Loving You Is Wrong. As you can see, the Elks Club and the Club Capri had live entertainment almost every night. September 1st at the Elks Club, it was Lil Lois and the Capris. September 2nd, Labor Day, breakfast dance, Lil Lois and the Capris. September 3rd, Labor Day special, Afro Soul Review. Some call them Jumpin' Joe Simon. Remember the choking kind? It sold over 1 million copies, Drowning in the Sea of Love. And he was a 1970 Grammy Award winner. Joe Simon was a regular on the Dothan music scene. Are you ready for some P-Funk? Well, the Funkadelics and the Parliament appeared at the Club Capri October 13th in 1972. George Clinton and the gang tore the roof off of that Club Capri. One of the top funk bands of the 1970s and 80s, the Ohio Players appeared in Dothan on several occasions. They appeared at the Club Capri, and they also appeared at the Civic Center in the mid-1970s. I was working at WDIG at the time, and the Ohio Players and the Barcades were performing at the Civic Center. We interviewed them the afternoon of the show in the parking lot of the radio station, and we had a tremendous turnout. I remember talking to Satch, and Satch had on these sunglasses, and they were Ray-Ban sunglasses, and he had the word Satch made into the sunglasses. It was an exciting time for the music scene in the Wiregrass area. Ohio Players had 4 #1 hits, 3 platinum and 1 gold. Skin Tight, Fire, Honey, and Who She Cool. Also appearing on that show were the Barcades. If you love soul music, then you remember the Soul Children. The Soul Children performed at the Club Capri in 1974. You remember that hit, The Sweeter He Is? Well, it went to #7 on the charts. And the song, which was a big hit, I'll Be the Other Woman, made it to #3. Sock It To Me, Different Strokes, Any Way the Wind Blows is fine with me. Seal Johnson, he appeared at the Club Capri in Dothan. When there were large concerts in Dothan before they built the Civic Center, they were held at the Houston County Farm Center. July 11th of 1972, the Staple Singers, Joe Simon and the Stylistics appeared at that show. The Staple Singers performed their biggest hit, I'll Take You There, which is still played a lot and loved today. The Stylistics, you remember them. You Make Me Feel Brand New, Bet You by Golly Wow, People Make the World Go Round. I was there. I got to see them live in person. The Godfather of Soul appeared in Dothan on many occasions. He performed at the Houston County Farm Center. Actually, I got a chance to go backstage and meet James Brown. Bob Tracy and I got to talk to him and meet him, and it was a great, unforgettable experience. James Brown came to Dothan several times, and this time he was in Dothan in 1973. The Club Capri had live entertainment 6 nights a week. For 5 nights, Betty Everett performed at the Club Capri. She is best known for the songs, the Shoop Shoop song, which was #1 on the R&B chart. Let It Be Me with Jerry Butler. She did a duet with Jerry Butler, was also a #1 hit. And then one of her other hits, which reached #2 on the R&B chart, There'll Come a Time. So as you can see, there was top-notch entertainment at the Club Capri. Miss Misty Blue, Jackie Moore appeared at the Club Capri and also appeared in Enterprise at the Citizens Club. Joe Simon, the Mark IV Lavelle Campbell show at the Houston County Farm Center was held on June 13, 1973. A Rainy Night in Georgia, Brooke Benton appeared at the William Washington Supper Club, which was previously the Club Capri. There were many local bands that played in the Wiregrass area. Henry Artists, the Sextex, Little Lois and the Capris are just a few of them. Bobby Blue Bland, Wild Man Steve, Ronnie Keaton, and Little Jimmy Reed performed at the Dothan Civic Center. Bobby Bland also performed another time in Dothan, along with Clarence Carter, Denise LaSalle, Willie Clayton. They all performed at the Civic Center. Rufus featuring Shaka Khan appeared at the Dothan Civic Center on May 3rd, 1977. Remember them? Tell Me Something Good made it to #3 on Billboard. Sweet Thing made it to #1 on the R&B charts and #5 on Billboard. In 1980, Grammy Award-winning artist Lou Rawls appeared at the Dothan Civic Center along with Denise Williams. Lou Rawls, you'll remember him for You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine, which hit #1. He also had a song called Lady Love and many more hits. Denise Williams won several Grammy Awards. She was best known for a duet with Johnny Mathis, Too Much, Too Little, Too Late. The King of the Blues, B.B. King, appeared several times in Dothan. This was in 1976 at the Dothan Civic Center. One of the very best concerts to ever appear at the Dothan Civic Center was in 1976 when the OJs and the Commodores performed on the same stage. The OJs performed in Dothan at the peak of their careers, singing hits like Family Reunion, Stairway to Heaven, I Love Music. Also appearing on the Civic Center stage that night were the Commodores. You remember them, Sweet Lady, Just to Be Close to You? At that time, Lionel Ritchie was still with the Commodores. It was a musical night to remember. As I mentioned earlier, the Ohio Players and the Barcades performed on the same stage. It was an outstanding concert. That's when the Ohio Players had all of their biggest hits, and they performed them at the Dothan Civic Center. Along with them were the Barcades. Here's something you probably didn't know. The Ozark Civic Center had many concerts. The Pointer Sisters performed there in 1976. They have won 3 Grammy Awards. Also, Natalie Cole performed at the Ozark Civic Center in 1976. Her hits inseparable. This will be, she won a Grammy Award for Best New Artist. She sold over 30 million records during her lifetime, and she performed at the Ozark Civic Center. The Barcades returned to Dothan in 1979, along with Lakeside All the Way Live and Earthquake. Renowned bluesman Albert King appeared at the Dothan Civic Center in 1985. There were more than just musical concerts at the Civic Center. There were plays. The Broadway smash hit musical Eubie was performed live on stage at the Civic Center. In 1980, The Wiz was performed on the stage of the Civic Center. It was a winner of 7 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. Ease on down the road. One of the most famous soul singers of all time, Sam Cooke, appeared at the Houston County Farm Center in 1960 on August 8th. He performed 2 shows, one at 7:30 and another one at 10 p.m. And an extra added attraction was Little Ray Charles. Other artists that appeared in Dothan, Al Green, The Impressions, The Temptations, Kool and the Gang, The Gap Band, Frankie Beverly and Mays, Morris Day and the Time.